Hi everyone, I'm Ritu Jain. Most of you would have interacted with me or had learned from me somewhere on one of our workshops at Rooftop. I'm an art instructor at Rooftop, teaching folk arts like Bheel, Varli, Sora, Gone, and more. For me, art has been something like बोलते हैं ना डूबते को तिनके का सहारा ही सही, वो तिनका मेरे लिए आर्ट रहा है. I am an architect by profession. Balancing work, life, my own profession, art somewhere took a sidetrack. I hardly used to get time to work with real paints, just doing something digital. But real paint are always soul fulfilling, the colors, they bring life to you. But those colors had to be on standby. But with my newfound motherhood, many of you might be able to relate with me. Being a full-time mother, especially when you have been like a full-time professional, it takes a toll on you. So during that time, I picked up art again. Maybe talking about therapies or talking about a depressed mom. So these things really don't fit well into our society, If you talk, how can you be tired of taking care of your own child? How can you be depressed while taking care of your own child? So, you don't have people around you to whom you can actually express what you're feeling. But somewhere in everything, you definitely enjoy being that the motherhood. I'm not saying it's a very beautiful feeling. It's a very fulfilling thing to do that. But in all these, you at times when you sit back, you feel that you yourself are left out somewhere. So during that time, I brought back my art back in my life as more like a therapy. So I started exploring art forms. I started touching my pen and brushes again. And when you're doing it after a very long time, you really need too much of confidence to even start up again something. I was starting my art or my paintings, or I was touching colors back like after years. So it took me a lot of courage to do that. But then I had to help myself. So I started, my main art form had been pattern art. You also know it as Zentangle. You make simple patterns and you try to create something. So I tried to get back to that, thinking of patterns, doing simple doodlings here and there. Doodling my own experiences with my child on paper, my feelings on papers, and then I started slowly picking up different art forms, because you never have so much of time to just sit and make a complete masterpiece. You'll just be able to find out some bits and pieces of times here and there. Sometimes this is the only time I can sleep, but I'm not sleepy right now. So what? So at such places, I just started looking around for different art forms that I can just do it in a quick time. I don't need to sit back and make an elaborate art piece, because incomplete work also gives you frustration. So I could never think of starting something big that would be left aside, and then I'll always have my mind in that कि यार ये छूट गया, ये नहीं हो पा रहा, मेरे पास ये करने के लिए टाइम नहीं है. So I never started something big. Very small poster size, 4x4, 5x5, small A5 size, A4 sizes drawings. In this, I actually found a couple of Indian art forms like जैसे Varli art, your Gond art, Bheel art. They are very simple. Especially Gond and Bheel were very similar to my pattern art. They have a rhythm in them. The color, beautiful combination of colors that bring happiness to you. If you look into the history of any of our art forms, colors always signify happiness, fulfillment. So these few art forms, especially Gond and Bheel, have been like the colors give you happiness, and those small patterns that are there, they were from my original art form that I used to practice. But my pattern art was black and white. So the Gond and Bheel became a combination of these two art forms for me. So I started making small motifs in different art forms, small motifs, not very big, not very elaborate, just making a figure of cartoon sometime, a small animal sometime, or a butterfly, or maybe I'm trying to teach my child some objects. So instead of getting a printout of those objects, I made them some beautiful motifs from one of these art forms and made them as play cards for my child. So this is how art has helped me like get a footing for my own self, finding that small pockets of my own me time, finding that self-satisfaction that yeah, you are there somewhere. You're not lost. I really believe, because it's not always possible for you to go to therapy sessions or to be able to find someone who could understand what you're feeling, or to be able to understand that you're frustrated, or to be able to understand that you're not able to cope with it. So when you're in that situation, just find some small pockets of 10-15 minutes here and there, do something of your own, just splash some colors around and find yourself again. And then you'll be able to explore, you'll be able to find more time for yourself, you will have more motivation, you will have more courage. And when you will be confident in your own self, everything around you will also fall in place. So yeah, this is how art has actually helped me through times. There were COVID, my little one came during COVID. So lockdowns had in itself had a very big impact on everyone at different levels. It was a different level of frustration in itself. During that time, being always at home but then always being occupied, my art has really helped me. And then different platforms online, different mediums from where you can explore, learn. There's always art everywhere. And especially in my field, architecture, it itself is very beautiful. So just flipping through interior pictures or some books, Google, YouTube, when you have set your mind on something colorful, even when you're just browsing your phone, you will start coming up with ideas. And then just going around, I'm waiting for my food to be cooked. I'm standing there stirring it, and I can just quick sketch something, or I can just make few dots and patterns here and there. End of the day, when you will see, yes, you have done something for your own self. You have not left yourself behind. That will help you. So never hesitate to start up again, or never think about if you have supplies or not. I started with simple 10 rupee gel pens and normal printout papers. All of us have them lying around at house. So when I started making my patterns again, it was just a pen and a paper. We all, with kids around, you have crayons, you have sketch pens around. So never hesitate to bring colors back in your life. Simple, basic motifs, basic things around you. Just put anything on paper. Add colors, life will turn beautiful. Yeah, that's my journey.